In this video, I'm going to explain 3 ways criminals launder $10,000 in 24 hours and the potential problems with each method. Now, before we go any further, disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only and should not in any way be considered legal advice. Now, let's get started. So the first method is using credit cards, and it's pretty simple. The criminal gets a hold of a credit card, either owned by them or by someone in their criminal organization. Since the goal is to get clean money back, what they'll do is overpay the credit card. So let's say the credit card limit is $5,000 and there's a balance of $1,000. When it comes time to pay the bill, instead of paying the $1,000, the criminal pays more than that balance. They'll make a payment of, say, $11,000. So now the credit card has a negative balance of $10,000, meaning the credit card company owes the person $10,000. They're not just going to refund the criminal $10,000. Instead, they'll send the card owner a check. Now, this check now appears as a legitimate source of funds. Technically, this can be done in 24 hours, as a person only needs to make a payment online, wait for it to post, and then request a refund via check. The second method to launder $10,000 is using Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and eBay. Now, this does require some work, but for many criminals, it's the best option. That's mainly because the hardest part of money laundering is getting the illegal money into the financial system to begin with. Method 2 solves this issue. What criminals do is buy items and pay for them in cash. This is only the case for Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. 99% of the time, someone who is selling an item on these marketplaces, they want cash anyway. They won't trust Venmo or PayPal, which is great for the criminal. The criminals who take this route, though, often choose items that are smallish in nature, so they're easier and cheaper to ship. And the best company for high-priced, small items that also have a huge potential customer base is Apple. Apple's items hold their resale value, so the criminal isn't at risk of losing much of any of what they spent. The smart criminals also shy away from iPhones, mainly because then you have to make sure the serial number is clean and it's not locked to a carrier. Too much uncertainty. Their favorite item is the iPad Pro. You could easily get one on Facebook or Craigslist for anywhere from $800 to $1,100. Once they've used the full $10,000 to buy maybe 9 to 10 iPads, their next job is to get the value of the iPads into their bank account. And that's when eBay comes in. I know eBay isn't what it used to be, but for laundering a few $1,000s, it's perfect. The criminals try to take over an established seller's profile that already has positive feedback and then list the iPads for sale. Once sold, the iPads are shipped and the money is deposited into the criminal's bank account. All that's left is to transfer the money from the PayPal account to their bank account. Now, what are the drawbacks? Well, eBay, and more specifically PayPal, have been known to hold sellers' funds for really any reason you can think of. This is especially true if the seller's account is new. Nothing worse than having sold items the customer has paid, but eBay and PayPal won't actually transfer your money. The other potential drawback is after mailing off the item, the buyer can claim something's wrong with it or that they've never received it at all. This means you have to go through the dispute process, which is long, and there's no guarantee that you're going to win. So as you can see, this method can be a bit of a hassle, which leads to the third way criminals launder money, and it may be the easiest option of them all, but it can be a bit messy. What you do is you give the money to your friends and family. You probably didn't know, but you can give up to $16,000 per year to a friend or family member, and you don't have to report this gift to the IRS. And this is $16,000 per person per year. Smart criminals will gift money to people in their organization. The criminal, however, wants their money back, right? So the person they gifted the money to will turn around and pay that money into the criminal's LLC. This is how it looks in practice. John, the criminal, has $10,000 in dirty cash he needs to clean. John gives his mother, Martha, $10,000 in cash. There's no need to file an IRS form since it's under the $16,000 limit. John also has a car detailing company that he uses to clean money through. So Martha pays John's car detailing company, let's say call it Cleaning Cars LLC, $10,000. On the invoice, it says that John is being paid to clean 100 cars, but in fact, there's only one car. John now has $10,000 in clean money in his account that he can use for anything. Now, before we end, I wanted to cover a bonus fourth way to launder $10,000. And it's a super easy way for a criminal to clean their dirty money, and that is to not launder the money. Sounds weird? I know. Let me explain. When I say don't launder the money, I mean in the traditional sense. The criminal doesn't put it in the bank. They'll put it in a box or a few boxes around their house. And when they want to purchase something moderately priced, they'll use that money. Go to the movies with a few friends, or maybe out to eat. Maybe they want to buy a new TV. These would be great ways to, quote unquote, launder the money. That doesn't require them to do much. Now, the key is a criminal won't go and spend the whole $10,000 in one place. But if they spent, say, $700 a month, it wouldn't really be that noticeable. They'll continue to live their life normally and just have a little extra for around 14 to 16 months. And best of all, the IRS won't have any record of it, so they're kind of in the clear. This is also the method that doesn't require you to buy and flip anything. The only weak point here is the criminal. The criminal opens their mouth or drops $10,000 at once somewhere, they're significantly increasing their chances of getting caught. And this is true with most financial crimes. The biggest stumbling block to crime is the person committing the crime doing something dumb. Working in banks for over a decade has shown me just how many people think they can outsmart the bank but end up failing. Now, if you or someone you know has more than $10,000 to launder, then you want to check out this video where I discuss 3 ways criminals launder $100,000 in 30 days.